Okay, so my watching was kind of strange this week, maybe. Mostly on account of the fact that a new version of Minecraft came out, and I kind of went into a little Minecraft coma over the weekend, I guess. But I did still watch a good variety of stuff. First of all, did I? I think I mentioned last week that I had started watching Darker Than Black 2, and I finished that. I thought it was actually interesting. A bit confused at the ending. But now that I think about it, I think that's kind of consistent with what happened in Darker Than Black 1. It was surprisingly relevant, I thought. The OVA was a nice transition, and I think not having that going from, not there's the OVA tells a story that happens between Darker Than Black and Darker Than Black 2, and I can see why Funimation put that on the at the end. It's not just when it was released, or maybe it was just when it was released, but the way events unfold in Darker Than Black 2, it's probably nicer if you don't know exactly what happened in between Darker Than Black and Darker Than Black 2. So that was nice. I'm trying to remember what all happened. Yeah, confusing things. It seems so long ago since I watched it already. But it was entertaining. Let's see. After that, I started watching Ice, a series I mentioned I was kind of curious about, partially because it sounded interesting and partially because it's rated really badly, and I wanted to know why it was rated so badly. And I think I can understand why pretty easily. The problem is that, as neat as some of the ideas are, they don't really overpower this overwhelming hatred of men in general that the anime just seems to spew. It's like I would almost guess that the anime adheres to somebody who, or the anime was made by somebody who adheres pretty strongly to Scum Manifesto feminism or whatever, which believes that all men should be imprisoned or killed off in order to make the world a better place or something like that. And I say that about this anime where, sometimes anime play with the concept, but this one just keeps saying it over and over and over. Now, maybe the person who wrote it was just getting in character and something, I don't know. But, they call things, everything evil except that it's, the evil men, the evil men, the evil men. And it's just tiring to watch. It's kind of hard to care about it because I guess after a while it's just like, why should I care that this world continues again? Because none of the characters seem to, all the main characters seem to follow this same belief, and so it's like, well, okay, if they do manage to do something to solve the problem, I guess they create a slave caste of, I don't know. So, beyond that, well, okay, the ending for that one was a bit confusing as well. And that's the thing I'd call the most interesting about it, is kind of this curiosity of what exactly happened there, because I kind of lost track. But, I don't know. So, Ice, mixed about that one. It's really, really easy to see why that people would just not care about it, if they do. But at the same time, it doesn't overcome. It isn't so inherently awesome to overcome a lot of that. Anyways, after that, I watched Usavich, which is not out on DVD or anything like that. And I don't know how many of my viewers are familiar with it, but it's a CGI series that so I've got a friend who came back from Japan. He's been there with the Navy, and he really wanted to show us this. And it's entertaining, it's amusing. Some parts of the humor kind of make me shrug my shoulders and say it's kind of an amusing thought, but it feels like something's missing. maybe sort of similar to the experience I had watching Angel Beats. I think I described something similar, but in the case of Angel Beats, even though I wasn't laughing or feeling like laughing inside, I was looking at it and saying, that's got to be one of the most hilarious setups I've ever seen for that kind of joke, or something like that. So, with Angel Beats, I mentally knew why I would find it funny, whereas maybe there was more of a disconnect with Usavich. But overall, it was entertaining and interesting. Watched it all on YouTube, if that's no surprise. That said, if it does come out on DVD, I will, of course, buy it, in case somebody who was planning to release it was overhearing stuff or whatnot. Yeah, I can't think of... Oh, and I specifically watched the first 3 seasons, because I believe the 4th season of Usavich started earlier this year, but videos for that were not as easy to find, and there wasn't as much drive to search for them, because that's when dinner was ready and everybody who was watching it kind of dispersed. But yeah, that was the start of my Minecraft coma over the weekend, and so what I've been watching since then is Pokemon Season 8, and I'm almost finished with DVD 6 right now. So one thing I realized is, I guess Torkoal's kind of amusing. I had mentioned before that, like, I really liked Wobbuffet there because he had a lot of personality, but since it's an anime that kind of falls into its own patterns and repetition, and it's like at this point you expect Team Rocket to show up and either there's an instant resolve to the problem or some struggle and then the resolve, but it's always the same. It's like Pokemon of the day has to be involved with the rescue somehow, and then everybody just keeps throwing Pokeballs and letting Pokemon out so that the Pokemon can just use one attack, and it's just kind of random and messy and repetitive. And I think you have to watch Pokemon knowing it's going to do this, and that's what made it so perfect for doing so much Minecrafting, where I could go through it and enjoy what was going on. The things about it that are enjoyable. Right now I'm trying to think what those are. I guess Ash's 8th badge, his 8th gem, that was pretty entertaining. But I think I've talked about this before, how basically one of the neat things in Advance is that Ash is still the same Ash he was in the first season here and there, but he's also got this mentor role where he's not just like he doesn't think that he's supposed to give people information and they have to listen and whatnot. He actively is a mentor. He listens to people and he talks to people and he gives advice and accepts criticism. I think he accepts criticism. But yeah. Anyways, that's pretty much all I've watched. Even though neat things arrived today, since some of them I'm going to be watching with other people, I guess I don't get to watch this until later. So I guess I've probably got a good chance to finish Pokemon Season 8 unless the Thanksgiving stuff interferes somehow, and that could. Actually, I forget. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. My copy doesn't arrive until tomorrow, and I'll try and upload a YouTube video tomorrow night showing me getting that, I guess, since I got the gold Wiimote bundle, in case anybody wanted to see what that looks like, and there aren't unboxing videos. I guess there's hundreds of them, but yeah. So that may interrupt my anime playing a bit, or my anime watching a bit, so I guess this week is kind of up in arms in terms of what's happening.